Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Kaba access control 7424100001. Yeah, 4 zeros and a 1. 7424100001 combination chamber. This is the typical classic, although it's a redesigned model of their combination chamber. It's going to be used in their mechanical lock sets. Very common for people to buy these. This is going to a government organization that we all are in contact with on a daily basis. And combination chambers are purchased because they do fatigue or fail. I have, read online that some people have quite a negative opinion of the design and construction and reliability of the Kaba combination chamber. I personally have not had any problems. I've had locks installed for a decade and they're used multiple times every day, not a single failure. There was a department store chain that was Chicago based by the name of Marshall Fields, and they had L1000 series locks or 1000 series locks, mechanical combination from their retail area to the employee only section. I never really heard of any sort of major problems that huge retailer had. So the bottom line is, with the combination chamber, this is what it is. And perhaps you know, or perhaps you don't know, the stock combination of every, and it's common knowledge, it's printed in the catalog, the stock combination of every combination chamber from the factory are the numbers 2 and 4 pressed together, and then the number 3. So this is without any identifying plates, but this is certainly the part where you're going to activate the trim. This will turn clockwise or counterclockwise. Counterclockwise will clear. Button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I push 2 and 4 together, and then I push 3, it will permit me to 2 and 4 together, then 3. It will permit me to rotate that clockwise, unlocking, retracting the latch bolt, and otherwise you cannot. So you don't need to know what it is when it comes. And if you're going to install this and you'll change it to the client's factory or the client's desired combination, or you will, then you just go ahead and do that. In order to change the combination, what you do is you enter the combination. Bear with me. Okay, so what you do is, if you just want to reset the combination, you're going to enter the combination 2, 4, and then 3. And what we notice is the gear pockets, what they literally call gear pockets, they all look like this. They're all the same orientation. They have a letter L that's kind of, that you can somewhat see there, and there will be photographs down below. So I've entered the combination, and I know all my gear pockets are at the shear line. They're all in the same orientation, and while they might look like they're not, I suppose a little bit, they definitely are. Once you've got the combination entered, you're going to depress this gizmo right here, this piece of metal, which is going to push that button down. Depress that. Okay? It's depressed. At that point, you rotate the control shaft counterclockwise and it clicks. At that moment, you then enter the new combination. Okay? And I'm just going to enter, let's see. I'm just going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to rotate the shaft clockwise now. It clicks, resets everything. The gear pockets are now in some anonymous position. To prove that it works, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate clockwise, and it works. Works perfectly. Now, I'll reset this back to 2, 4, and 3 before I ship this to the client. The other part, and there are installation instructions down below, okay? And it does take, the first time I read them, I've read, over 30 years, I've read these 10 times. And you forget, then you have to go back and reread it. And there has been a design change where you no longer need to remove the cover, which is great. The issue, and this is really where the experience and tech and expertise of the locksmith comes into play. And the reason I say that is because the installation instructions talk about how to discover the code when you don't know what it is. Now, it's a bit, I'm cheating because I know what the code is, but what they refer to is determining which of the gear pockets are furthest away from the shear line. Okay? And the bottom line is you kind of have to play around with it. There are 5 possible positions of these gear pockets. And the gear pockets are indeed these tiny little gears here. This gear pocket, you can see the little notch right at the tip of the center of my finger, whereas none of the others experience any notch showing at all. So in the circular gear pocket, there's a gate, and I bet you the gate is the absolute proper term to call it, because on a 3 or 4 wheel gear wheel pack of a safe lock, where the fence will lock into is indeed called a gate, and this is no different. The actuating pin, maybe it's called the fence, is going to hit the gear pocket. Well, you've got the round gear pocket, and its gate is cut in one end of it. Well, you can position that gear pocket in 5 different places. The problem is you have to find the one that is furthest away. Well, we don't know that on these 4 because I can't see the gear pocket to tell which one's the furthest away. And you literally need to end up troubleshooting the combination in which you test the buttons to try to determine that, so that you can bring them all to shear line. When you push a button, it's going to click it. When you push the next, it's going to click its and the previous. They're going to turn them together. When you do the third, it's going to click all of them. So the first one, or the one that's closest, has already moved twice. Okay? Oh, forgive me. That would be the one that is, let's see here now. Yeah, so the one in the one position has already moved twice. So if you depress the 1, there's no movement. You depress the 2, there's no movement. You depress the 3, now you see some movement. That means that the first one was 2 clicks away, the second one was 1 click away, and the third was, 3 clicks away, 2 clicks away, 1 click away. Now if I push the 4, it's going to draw them all into a simultaneous position. And when I push the last, it now shows all gear pockets in shear line, so that I can now rotate this clockwise to operate the lock. The issue is you don't know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to push a 3. Okay, well that got movement out of that. The bottom line is that can't be the first one because you didn't get movement out of the rest. I would then turn it counterclockwise and I would start over. I'd start with a 2. I don't get movement out of anything there. Then let me try the 3. Okay, well I get movement out of those 2, but I don't out of the first one. So the first one's for sure got to be further away than 2 and 3, and I didn't get movement out of 4, so I'm going to clear that. I'm going to try 4. I get movement out of it, so it's not the furthest one away. So it has to be 1. I don't get movement. I know that I got movement out of 3 before 2, so I'm going to push 2 next. So far, so good. I know if I push 4, I'm going to get movement. I'm going to push 3. Now I get simultaneous movement. It can only leave us with 4. And then to bring them to shear line, you click them all, proving. Now the bottom line is this. I went through that relatively quick. And it's because I'm familiar with the hardware. In your mind's eye, the gear pocket that is furthest away will be the one to reveal movement at the end of the process, which means the opposite. You have to manipulate that one first. It's furthest away. I need to get it to come towards me. Come towards me. But one click doesn't get it to reveal itself. I got to figure out what is the second button to push to get them continuing moving towards me. You want to reveal the gates at the end. If you see a position while you're trying to figure out the combination where the two are simultaneous, that's going to reveal that those buttons are pushed simultaneously. And you can absolutely have that. So I'm going to set this back to 2, 4, and 3. I'm going to enter my combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And even I have to look at the instructions because I don't remember. Get them to shear line. I have them all at shear line. You depress the lockout slide. That's depressed. At this moment, I go counterclockwise. It clicks. I enter my 2, 4, and then 3, and then I go clockwise. I click. I test. Oh, I didn't hit them simultaneously. 2, 4, and 3, and I test. When you reset your client's combination, test it multiple times. You don't want to drive a half an hour away in nasty traffic to have to turn around because they can't figure it out. Test it multiple times. What you're going to need to do is, if you're going to try to uncover a lost combination, you're going to need to practice at it. But the only thing I can say is you need movement revealed all at the end. The gates need to line up at the end. You start to figure out which gate is the furthest, or which gear pocket is the furthest away from shear line. That will be the button that you need to enter first, because all subsequent entries on the buttons continue to move that through its cycle. It's like on a safe. Why do you have to turn it? The first rotation is 4 times to the left, right? I think. I'm not a safe technician. I think it's 4 times to the left if it's a 3-wheel packet. If it's a 4-wheel packet, it's 5 times. Well, why are you turning it 4 times? Because you have to move the furthest wheel away to move the second wheel to move the first wheel, the closest wheel. So it's in reverse order. That's convoluted. That's not intro stuff. Hopefully you don't have to recover a lost combination. But if you do, that's what you're looking for. You want to see whatever wheel moves last is the button that you have to enter first. That's the bottom line. I hope that didn't confuse the daylights out of you. The good news is these installation instructions are printed down below. I'm very tempted to say that test it, play with it. I don't think you can break it. I've never broken one that I couldn't recover. And at the end of the day, and here's why Kaba is awesome. Phone number's right here. Okay? When you call that phone number on the installation instructions, they're going to tell you, go to the website and figure it out. Basically, that's what they're saying. I called them once upon a time and say, listen, I'm sorry to waste your time. The answer to the question I'm looking for is not in any of the installation instructions, which was, please confirm to me that we have 5 possible positions for the gear pockets. Without knowing the possible positions of the gear pocket, you really don't know how many clicks you can potentially get through to get everything to shear line. So you have to know that information. 2, 4 together, and then 3 is the stock combination. If you're going to change it, just follow the installation instructions. Maybe circle step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so that you can do it like I was. Okay, 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 and continue on, and you're good. It's a rock solid piece of equipment. And I think the only time that they fail is when they're just abused. You know, like any hardware is going to fail when it's abused. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Kaba products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Kaba combination chamber? This is their part number 742412000001, or any other Kaba Ilco, Kaba Access, Kaba Mas, Kaba Ilco, Dorma Kaba, all kinds of Kabas. Any questions on any of the family of Kaba products, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.